Kevin alongside Lindsay Clark. And Lindsay, this is life-changing for local bowlers who do their business on a Saturday around the country. They've won games, they've kept winning games, and here they are with a chance to be the BPL Cup champion.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Any club across the country can be involved, but to make your way here, 800-plus teams, I think, down to the last two, they must be so proud. Their towns are proud. It's going to be a great final today.
And we can't wait for this one. Highton will take on Armidale City. We'll tell you a little bit more about both those teams in a few moments' time, but it is New South Wales against Victoria. Just explain the opportunity. This is the 6th edition now of the BPL Cup. We've seen winners like Narrabri and Maryland's come before us, and they've spoken. In fact, they still talk about it to this very day.
They do. It's life-changing for them. I think to be on the big stage, on the TV rink as well, live at home, to their fans around the world as well, and then just to be here mixing it with the BPL players. And a lot of the clubs have got behind them as well, so we've got a few secret weapons on the bench for the teams out here tonight. But yeah, it should be great fun. And anyone, like I said, anyone can get involved with this.
We haven't even started this game, but I'm going to say this to you a lot. Enter now for the next BPL Cup, because this could be you next time we're around here, and you could have the chance to be the national champion. Let's take a look at our two teams and their paths on the way through. Armidale City, first and foremost, they beat Canberra in the semi-final, but they had to do it the hard way. Both of our semis were really tight, but Armidale City just hang on.
Yeah, look, they're super impressive. I managed to watch a little bit through the day's play, and a family occasion as well for these guys, which is awesome. And they were really excited just to be in the event, but let alone make the final. Ecstatic.
And then Highton, representing the Geelong and Bellarine region of Victoria, had a thriller in the semi-final over Trevellyn. It went to a tie-break situation. It was a match that could have gone either way. There was a big crowd assembled on the bank watching this one, and I'll try that again. They held their nerves.
They did. And look, these boys were actually defeated last year in their region in Geelong by last year's champions. So they'll be happy to make the final and hopefully bring the trophy back to Victoria again.
So let's start with Armidale City. They're the first team in action in this BPL Cup Grand Final, and I think there's just a few nerves at the moment, which you can completely understand, but a big occasion for Armidale City all the same. Steve Fuller alongside Todd Fuller and also Tom Inman. They make up for the team in blue.
Please welcome onto the green Steve Fuller, Todd Fuller and Tom Inman from New South Wales. It's the Armidale City Bowling Club.
And they're up against the Highton Bowls Club from Victoria. As Lindsay mentioned, they played in the state final last year. This is another step forward for them. Rob Chambers will lead off. Jeremy Fitzgerald second. Dan Priddle is the skip and coach, and their substitute is Craig Pollock.
And please put your hands together for Rob Chambers, Jeremy Fitzgerald, Dan Priddle and Craig Colworth. They are the Highton Bowls Club from Victoria.
Let's take a look at the BPL Cup rules. They are quite similar to how we normally play here at the Bowls Premier League. Slight change though, it is a triples format, 2 sets of 5 ends apiece. Each player with 2 bowls as opposed to 3. Tiebreaker still remains, which we have seen in a final before. Power play still remains as well, so double points on the nominated ends. There's one of those per set available per team. We are nearly ready to go. Let's get to Lindsay.
Thanks, Jack. Very nearly ready to go. Todd, you must be so excited. Any nerves out there just yet?
Yes, just a little bit of nerves to begin with, but I think we'll settle down pretty quickly, which will be a good thing for us.
Tell us about the journey to get here. Over 800 clubs and you're down to the last 2. It must be a really proud moment.
Yeah, we are proud of us, and we have supporters at home that are very proud of what we've done so far, and it's been a long journey, but we've got here, so that's great. Yep.
And we were talking pre-match about it being a family affair.
Yes, we've got my auntie and grandmother here to watch us. So they're here to back us all the way, and hopefully we can bring home the bacon for them.
I love it. I'll let you go get ready. Good luck to Armidale. And Dan, you must be really excited as well, down to the last 2, major event.
Yeah, that's right, Lynn's. Really proud to be here. It's been a long journey, lots of games. We've had great support from our friends, family and members, clubs within the region and Victoria overall, so we're really proud to be here.
And last year's champions from your region, is a bit of pressure being like defending state winners?
Yeah, that's right. You know, we're looking forward to having the opportunity to back up the City Memorial boys and keep the cup in Victoria.
And you got a secret weapon on the bench, I hear?
Yes, no, that's right. We have super sub Polly and coach Matty Flapper, so we're looking forward to how they can contribute.
Wonderful. Go enjoy the biggest moment of your career so far. This is going to be a great BPL Cup final.
And it's coming up next. Maryland's Narrabri, South Perth, West Lakes, City Memorial, all previous winners of this event. Who will be crowned champion of the 6th BPL Cup? We'll find out next.
BPL Cup, I think that's a great event. Obviously, we're in the main frame of it, but obviously to be able to push that through to club level, that's what it's about. And I think it's the fast, exciting format that any club bowler can experience if they're good enough to get through their state.
It gets the club bowlers an opportunity to come to the BPL, experience it, and then also be a part of the event. And potentially walk away with an Australian title also.
To play on the TV rink in a final of a BPL Cup, it really would be special. So, you know, you'd be silly not to enter the BPL Cup and have a crack with some of your mates.
The fact that they've come from far and wide, all around Australia, 19 teams, it's phenomenal. And, you know, you come from the smallest country, little town, and qualify all the way to the big stage and find yourself on TV playing for a BPL Cup.
You're watching the BPL Cup and the final is just about to get underway. Highton taking on Armidale City in the 6th edition. New South Wales up against Victoria. Jack Heverin in commentary alongside Mr. BPL, Clive Adams. Clive, this is the very special part of the week, so it's great to have you up here.
Yeah, it certainly is. These players, you know, they started just playing in a club competition, you know, a club qualifying round, and we've had over 100 host clubs host events for this round of the BPL Cup, and now they make it to the pointy end and get a crack right here. How good is it?
Let me just ask you one question, because I know you're involved in grassroots bowls. Why wouldn't clubs enter this event? Like, what an amazing opportunity this is, and it costs you nothing, basically. Yeah,
fantastic. And you know, you almost win the prize by winning your state qualifying, because you get to come and just immerse yourself in the BPL. You know, the bonus, you get to actually get out here and have a game of bowls as well, but you almost won the prize just by making the trip over here and getting to mix it with the very best, you know. We're underway.
It's a slightly different format to what you would see at the Bowls Premier League, in that this format is triples, so instead of 2 players with 3 bowls each, you'll see 3 players with 2 bowls each. Here's Tom Inman for Armidale City. He's been playing bowls for about 12 years. It's his first year back after a bit of a break, actually, so...
Yeah, not bad to land yourself in a national final when you've just come back into the game. Both of these teams were around here last night, soaking up all the atmosphere, and I'm sure just picturing themselves out there as Rob plays his second bowl of this, the first end, as the nerves start to settle a little bit, perhaps.
Rob Chambers, 55 years of age, is a mortgage broker. Might have a chat to him, actually. Interest rates are through the roof at the moment. might be a good time to reassess. Started playing bowls because he was retiring and looking for something to do.
It is interesting, isn't it? We've got New South Wales playing Victoria in sort of the opposite way around colours-wise, you know. It's so don't get too confused there. But as Tommy just passes through there, pretty solid opening for the leaders there, as you know, that first end out on the rink, feel a little bit exposed. Absolutely. And just hope that those first bowls come out clean out of the hand. Certainly know that feeling.
Here's Jeremy Fitzgerald, 28 years of age.
Needs to land.
Pennants at 14.
Yeah, well, he was a little quick, but gave it a chance and lands in there.
Here's the super coach. Well, he told me to say that, Matt Flapper.
Matt Flapper's everywhere, Jack. At the Nationals, he was at under-18s. He was at the multi-disability championships. He competed in the side series, 400 games for Victoria, if you don't mind. He is everywhere and gives a lot to our wonderful sport.
Steve Fuller with his first bowl for Armidale City. Sure, there'll be a big crowd watching at their local clubs, both at Armidale City and at the Highton Bowling Club in Geelong.
Nice correction there from Jeremy drops in there for shot. There's a couple there.
History's generally told us, Clive, with this BPL Cup format, because there are some nerves and playing on a different surface, sometimes the team who can get on first can be pretty hard to catch. If you can get away to a good start.
Absolutely. Steve Fuller just needs this to run out. It's not quite going to make it. So, a couple there for Highton. Good solid start. Armidale supporters sitting on the sidelines.
It's a family affair for Armidale City, which is fantastic. So Steve Fuller, who just played his 2 bowls playing second, is the father of Todd Fuller.
How good is it?
And Tom Inman, who we saw lead off with the beard, is Steve's nephew.
How good is it? That is just a wonderful showcase of our sport.
And who we just saw on the bench are the sister and mother, which is just awesome.
Outstanding. As that ball just trickles through the gap.
There they are.
It's just, look, it just showcases the family aspect of our wonderful sport. Looking for a clear run now. A little bit of an edge off the front.
Highton holding 2 shots.
This ball has just made it interesting for shot.
This is Dan Priddle, who's the skip and the coach. Started playing at 19 years of age. 2-time club champion. And also, I'm reliably told, has won the Champion of Champions. And in doing so, beat Matthew Flapper in the final.
Well, that's a decent achievement to have, isn't it?
Correct.
Now, clearing the front, so that's the first bit done. Just going to carry around the outside, just carrying a bit too much pace on that. Well, we might have the tape coming out to determine the winner of the first end here.
Yeah. As we mentioned, the first end of the first set, or first end of both sets, super important. Armidale start with 1 shot from the first end. Clive, just take us back, if you can, for your own memories, the first time you played in the BPL. Now, the reason I ask you this is because for all 6 of our competitors, this is the first time they've played in front of cameras, not so much a crowd of this size. They get good crowds at their clubs, but the lights, the music, all these other factors that you don't normally get when you're playing at a club.
Yeah, no, you're spot on. And my first game was actually the first televised BPL game at that stage. Joe Edwards was the one that played the first bowl. But we both went out there and we weren't really sure what we were doing. You know, we were embarking on a new aspect to our sport. And people had said to me, "Are you nervous?" And so, not really, no. Got out there, looked at my hands shaking as I was about to get rid of the first bowl, and I said it earlier, you're just hoping it comes out smooth, you know. So that first end will be a nice settling period. The players did get a chance to sort of have a roll backwards and forwards beforehand, so it's all about settling in as quickly as you can, because this games go fast, so you don't really want to waste time having to settle in, knowing that you need to produce your best straight away. Yeah, there are a lot of, it's not your average game of bowls. What a great correction this is. Look at that. Beautifully played, just tucks in behind the jack.
Rob Chambers has settled in pretty quickly. Winner of the 2021 Premier League. He nearly won the state final in the pennants that same year as well. Lost by 1 bowl to make it in.
you know, there's no doubt these players would have had close games on the way through. This format lends itself to close games. There would have been big bowls played just to make it through club events and regional events. And it is a good number of wins that teams require to make it this far in this competition. You know, you can't afford a slip up.
And I think we've seen from the past with previous winners that the more they win and the further they go, the more their confidence grows. And it's like there's a point, it's probably when they get here to play in the Nationals, where they kind of think to themselves, we could win this, and we're good enough to win this whole thing.
Yeah. Steve Fuller now. Find a way in here. Just needs to run to the gap. He's just going to close down on the front bowl. And closes that off a little bit. Certainly Highton will be very happy with Rob Chambers' bowl just sitting in behind the jack there. Hard to get at. Players will have to come to terms with the different hands on this rink as well. We know it plays just a little bit differently on each hand.
There's Carla Krasanik representing the Melbourne Extreme tonight in action. They've won one and lost one today. All that's still to come later on this evening. There is a massive logjam in the middle of the ladder of the BPL.
It is so hard to pick. They had an amazing second set in their last match this morning. It was 12-11 the final score, and it was just scores flying off the page. Of course, the BPL Cup teams all get aligned with BPL teams. So
I love
BPL
that. It's
franchises.
such a great idea, that. Yeah.
Well, you know, we've got a team here from Gamalling in WA. It's country WA, you know, and we had 6 teams from WA competing because of COVID. And they hadn't, the original qualifiers hadn't been able to play in their allotted final. So they got aligned with the the Moreton Bay Pirates.
Oh, yeah.
And they're getting shirts presented to them by Alex Marshall and Joe Edwards.
How good's that?
I mean, it's just amazing. It's such an opportunity. We will be going out for more host venues very soon. If your club wants to get interested in BPL Cup, then all you got to do is put your hand up and you can host an event. And the winner at your club might find themselves right here next time around.
I mean this quite sincerely. It's one of the best things we've done with the Bowls Premier League is bring in the BPL Cup because of how much extra it adds.
Dan Priddle just holding wide there. So it's going to be 1 on the board to Highton.
On board here for the Victorian Club. Those proceedings at 1-1 after 2 ends. Here in the opening set.
After 2 ends. Now they've had a look in both directions. So they've had a chance to, as you said, Clive, learn a little bit about what the hands are doing and how the green's playing. And we don't see, I mean, we're obviously back here in the evening for the Bowls Premier League. I personally don't see a lot of play here during the day. So how does it differ in the warmth of afternoon play versus what we see at night time?
Yeah, we certainly do see some differences. You know, the green can speed up and slow down depending on the outside conditions. Whilst we've got a roof over the green, the different changes in temperature can affect the speed of the green. And, you know, when you get people in grandstands and people lining the rink, it can all make those differences. So you've just got to be attuned to it and be ready for changes. This looks like a nice opening bowl here from Tom Inman. Parks in behind the jack. And Rob looking to correct his first as he just came up a little bit short with the first. The line was good.
Armidale City defeated Canberra in the semi-final in 2 sets to make their way through to the BPL Cup final. A close game though, really tight. Let's get down to Lindsay, who's with the coach of the Highton Bowling Club, You might know him, actually.
Yeah, he's got a familiar face. He's found his way onto the bench here. Matty, you were saying last night you haven't tested out the couch. Somehow wiggled yourself into here as a coach of the Highton Hawks.
Yeah, well, I was having a snooze here just before, and obviously the Hawks are out here rolling up, and, well, you can be our coach if you want. I was just seeing what the couch was like, but I've won myself a position.
Tell us about the boys. You're obviously rivalries down there in your local region, but nice to have the mateship when we come up to a BPL.
Yeah, 100%. And all 4 boys, they go good at club level back home, and we certainly meet on the green a lot. So it's good to see them go well and obviously be part of this event and to get the experience of being here in a final. It's pretty exciting for them.
Tell us about getting all the way through 800 plus teams, all the way through to the last 2. Must be a proud moment for everyone back home and the boys to just be out here in the final.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, you start off, you're representing your club, then you go to a state final, you're representing your region, and now they've got all 2 of those and representing your state. So it's a big deal, and I think it's certainly an event. I've certainly pushed it in the last few years, and I think that everyone should have a go at it. And you get to be here now on the main screen. So what's better than that?
Now, as a coach, have you given them any tips before they've headed out there for the grand finale?
Well, I probably will lay claim. I gave one piece of advice in the semi, and it paid off. So that was a pretty good call.
Do we get to know what that is?
No, I can't tell you. Talk to me later in the game. I'll share that info. But I might pass those tips on to Kirko. What do you reckon?
Sounds like a good plan. I think he's battling on the coaching side.
There's room for improvement.
I'll let you go and focus. Well done, Matty, and well done on getting on board with the team as well.
No, it's great to see the boys out here. Highton, obviously a proud club and a club that's going well in Geelong, and they're representing the club certainly very well.
Well done.
Fantastic from Matt Flapper to be involved.
He's a great man.
He is. If we had more Matt Flappers in the world, Clive, we probably wouldn't have wars and stuff like that, would we?
Absolutely. And looking at the team alignments here, the Highton team were linked with the Melbourne Extreme, and the Armidale City team were linked with the Sydney Lions. So what a fantastic experience it'll be for them, and it's great to see that some of the Extreme fans are here watching along on the sidelines as well. There's a couple of them right there that have been supporting the Extreme, and they're here supporting the BPL Cup as well.
That young lady on your left, Sophie Kurzman, a very talented young player in her own right.
Very good player.
19 or 20 years of age from memory. Very, very good player in Victoria.
So it's 1-2 Highton at the moment. Not a lot in this so far. One apiece after the 2 ends. We just want to stop in time. Just rolled too far.
Todd Fuller has been playing for nearly 20 years. Won the New South Wales State Reserve singles title when he was 15.
And, well, he's unlucky there not to get a better result out of that. Got to the Highton bowl, but just jammed and stayed. Gives Dan a chance now to get another one in there. Looks a little on the wide side. Does do a bit of work late here.
Just not quite enough, though. Here's an opportunity for Armidale. Down 1 on the count.
Change to the forehand side. Now, in this direction, the forehand side has been just a little bit. You just need to have a little bit more weight on that side.
Definitely.
He's looking for this to hold on now. Just going to drop under.
Certainly wasn't short. One more for Highton. Take it out to a 2-1 lead.
No hint of a power play?
No.
Interesting.
No, I thought Armidale City with last bowl. I thought this might have been the end to do it.
Both going to hang on to it until the last end. I hope they haven't forgotten that.
Well, there's a lot going on, Clive. They can be forgiven for just kind of maybe forgetting it.
What you got, pal? Good start at chamber.
Solid opener there for Rob.
Tom Inman, the first person at the Armidale City Bowls Club to win all 4 minor events at the club in the 1 year.
You've got to be in some form to do that, haven't you? You'll be able to drop a few close, and he's probably a bit disappointed with that one, but he's got another one to rectify. Under pressure. I'm sure that's helping. Rob looking for a bit of contact on his own. Well, that does the job nicely.
Nothing wrong with that. Applause from the Highton bench. We are a family event here at the BPL Cup, so Tom wants to give a bit of a shout out. Tom Inman on screen now. A little shout out to his 2 kids, Evie, who's 3, Sebastian, who's 1, and his girlfriend, Storm.
How good is that?
Do you reckon they're watching, Dad?
Well, they'll be for sure and certain. And just going to look at where that finished. It's perfectly weighted. A nice correction on his first attempt. Jeremy, who's been impressive so far in the match.
Says that it's one of the biggest achievements in his bowls career to be here today, Jeremy Fitzgerald.
That's what the BPL Cup's creating, Jack. It's creating stories and it's creating opportunities for people, and it's a special event. And you said it at the top, you know, it's a special event. There's no doubt about it. And
the 2 that stick out for me, and this is not, you know, not discounting other, but the 2 that the boys from Narrabri, they had such a good time here at the Bowls Premier League. And if they're watching, shout out to you, gentlemen. And the other was the Craig Mills bomb to win it a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Like, that will live on forever, that particular shot.
it certainly will. And that's, you know, the opportunity to play that massive shot. It's the stuff dreams are made of.
How many times do you reckon he's watched it on YouTube?
I mean, a few years ago we had South Perth versus South Perth out here, and virtually the whole South Perth Bowling Club came.
That's right. Yeah.
Came to the BPL.
In number 4, low scoring first set so far. No one's really been able to get any sort of break at this stage.
Steve's going to find a way around the front here. Just crashes into their own bowl. He's still 1-2 Highton at the moment. As you say, there's nothing in it.
Which might mean it's one good bowl. One good bowl from someone could be enough to win an end and potentially win the set the way it's going.
We see that in this format. It can come down to getting those big shots, having that opportunity and making the most of it. I've seen in BPL action this week that, you know, teams have won games by winning 2 ends. Just about delivering those bowls at the right moment. So we've got Craig Polworth still on the bench for Highton as well. Can use a substitute during the BPL Cup. You're not obliged to use your substitute. No. And there's no minimum number of bowls or anything like that. It's totally up to the teams as to when they use a substitute. I think that's what makes the BPL Cup an option for families as well. And you can have one person off the rink looking after little ones and things like that if need be, while the others are competing, and then swap around.
Do you see that a bit at local level?
It's a huge opportunity. Yep. You know, you get 2 couples that want to play together or something like that, you know, and the kids are looked after because you've got one that can be off the rink looking after that. Underneath here, very close to the jack. Well, where's it gone? This could be, is it going to stay in bounds to start with?
Let's take a look at the replay. Mark is indicating that it's still in play.
I think we might be asking the umpire to check.
Or is it?
think we'll see the mirror out to check this.
Now, if you've never seen this before, it's different. It's different. Let's get down to Lindsay. Is this still in play, Lindsay, do you think?
It's in play about 4 inches, I'd like to say. I'm no umpire, but I've got a pretty good eye. I can't really see what's going on with shots. If it is in, is that changed anything, or what's happening up there?
Well, I think I'm favouring the Armidale City Bowl if it's in.
Just explain what we're seeing here, Clive.
So, yeah, so the umpire looks into the mirror, looks down to the other end and can see the peg at the other end, and then you line up that line and you can tell whether which side the jack is on. So there's actually 3 shots to Armidale City.
That's that one end that we were talking about.
What a shot. Armidale City Bowl Club now lead 4-2 with 1 into the play.
4-2. Probably won't be enough to win the set. They would love to get another one, Armidale, and take care of it. Double power play.
Yes, well,
Almost cancel each other out, really, don't they?
Well, we knew it was coming, didn't we? Well, it's most useful for Highton,
yes,
obviously, because they are behind.
Rob Chambers. His brother was a state champion, Leo. So good pedigree within the Chambers family.
Well, look at these 2 opening bowls. Well, maybe they've just settled in, hey? Look at those 2 first opening bowls from Rob Chambers and Tommy Inman. To see if they do choose to use their substitute, maybe at the end of the set.
Yeah.
Right, mate. Narrow miss there.
I wonder whether they're thinking about that now. So Armidale City wearing green, wearing blue, I should say. I knew that'd get me at some stage, even though they're from New South Wales.
Yep, it was always going to get us.
Highton Bowls Club from Victoria wearing green.
Club uniforms, of course, that's why that's the case.
Which is cool. I think it's great that you get to wear your club colours in a BPL Cup.
And that is one of the basic rules of the BPL Cup, is the team must come from all within the one club. So it can be, it's completely open gender. So that the makeup of the team doesn't matter in that sense, but it does matter that they must all come from the same club. Jeremy once more. To add to the good work of Rob.
Now, I must admit, we learn a lot about the individuals in this BPL Cup and their backstories and what they do, which is great. Jeremy Fitzgerald is a food tester. I've never met a food tester before.
Right.
I know the job exists, I've just never met one.
That'd be an interesting job, wouldn't it?
I think it'd be kind of cool.
Well, you're going to have to take the rough with the smooth a little bit, I think, in that sort of job.
Every day's a winding road, I think.
Very unlucky not to get a better result there for Steve. Just pushed the Armidale City Bowl up, nudged the jack, but still 1 to Highton, which would at this stage double to 2, of course. If that happens, stays that way, we're going to tie first set. Full test to try this. Yeah, no thanks.
I think I'd happily do it for, say, Cadbury's or Nestle or something like that. If there was a food tester who specialised in chocolate.
Yeah, I think if the job's in Sydney, the line for that's back to Melbourne, I think, Jack.
Yes. Yep. Slow walk to the mat here.
Well, It's Todd Fuller here for Armidale City that needs to change this head. And I guess all is not lost with the drawn first set.
Yep. Just means that the second set will be for the title for both teams.
Unless we get one of those unusual instances of double drawn, no, just missed. Yeah, the old double drawn set's an interesting one that goes to a tiebreaker. Just missed that. Fantastic effort. Yeah, stalking us a bit.
Might need to get down. Good effort.
I think about now in the match, those nerves are gone. It's now about winning the title.
Yep. Yeah, and this is really where the skips have to come forward.
Yeah, in this format, you need the lead can make a massive difference in triples format. Your lead's all over it. You really put the pressure on, and then you need your skipper to come up with the big bowls at the right times. We all know Ryan Best is taking that, don't we? The lead determines whether you win, and the skipper determines how many by.
Correct.
Tell you what, this is a better line. Is it around the front?
Yes, it is.
What a shot.
That is just about perfect.
What a shot. That is two, which doubles.
Confirmation, but that is going to be a first set win to Highton.
Wow.
Off the back of a bomb from Dan Priddle to get it done. One step closer to being the BPL Cup champions. The second set is coming up next. You're watching the 6th edition of the BPL Cup final from Club Pine Rivers in Queensland. A beautiful sunny Thursday afternoon. But underneath the roof, we've got some serious competition going on right now. The Highton Bowling Club from Victoria taking on the Armidale City Bowling Club from New South Wales. And it was neck and neck all the way through the first set, Clive Adams, until the very last bowl, thanks to Dan Priddle.
There it is, a power play used to grab the two required. We doubled it up to 4, and that was enough to take the first set. Dan Priddle, no movement on the bench here, so they are sticking with their lineup here from Highton, and they get us going here in the second set. Rob Chambers just passing with that first, so
good track, mate.
You will notice is the teams aren't obliged to use the spots that are there for the BPL in this format. They can actually place the jack wherever they like. As you can see, it's not actually into that bowl, just passing one of the spots that is used for the BPL. And that's just to make it easier for clubs when they, so it keeps the rules the same all the way through. It makes it easier for clubs in terms of setting up for a hosting event. No need to go out there and start putting spots on the green or anything like that.
Yep. If you like what you're seeing here, you can go to bowls.com.au. There's a page dedicated to the BPL and the BPL Cup and how you can enter and the format, the rules. Not only if you want to be a team in the BPL Cup, but if you would like to be a host venue for the BPL Cup as well.
Yeah, certainly. If you want to host, make sure you talk to your regional bowls manager and they'll help you register if you need any help. It's pretty straightforward. A great shot there from Tommy Inman. Nails the front of the jack. Always a good place to be, on the front of that jack where the opposition can't see the jack. And we always know it's harder to draw a shot when you can't see the jack. But yes, talk to your regional bowls managers and they'll sort you out as a host venue for the upcoming round of BPL Cup.
They're going to be pretty keen, I would think, to win this first end, Armidale City.
Jeremy has come up with a great shot of his own. Maybe that first set was just the entree. especially for Jeremy.
Absolutely. Oh, I see what you've done there. Yep,
Yes.
very good. Very good. Although if he's a taste tester, I don't think he gets entrees, mains. And it's just all one meal, isn't it? Really, or one big thing. This Steve Fuller has won a club singles title at Armidale City.
I reckon Jeremy would have some stories.
Oh, yeah.
He'd have some stories.
About the stuff that didn't make it to the shelves, yeah.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah, like someone tried to put Vegemite in chocolate or something like that. And, yeah. He's a very good player, though, as we mentioned. Started playing pennants at 14 years of age, won the 2021 Premier League Premiership. His first one as skip.
Oh, and he's very close again there. Just left it agonisingly short. BPL Cup adds another dimension to the BPL in terms of atmosphere in the evening sessions as well. Having all the players around supporting their teams that they've been aligned to just adds another fantastic element.
And you'll especially notice it tonight. So if you're watching this afternoon and you're coming back to watch the Bowls Premier League from 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, you'll see all of the BPL Cup faces in the crowd. And they'll be having just such a great time, won't they? 4 p.m. I should say, not 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock for those
time zones everywhere.
On the eastern seaboard in Melbourne and Sydney.
There's time zones everywhere, Jack, at the moment. Yeah. Dan Priddle was the hero. Not quite able to reach with that one.
He looks to be the one, doesn't he, Dan Priddle? If anyone's going to take this game away from Armidale City, it could be Dan Priddle.
That was a big shot he played at the end of the first set, you know. Little slide off the front. He was always on target for a result. This one will crash as well. Just that last couple of feet on that side of the rink, you just need to push through.
Quite a big club, Highton Bowling Club in Victoria. As we said, the Geelong, Ballerine area. A little over 500 members. Dan Priddle is the club coach.
Well, Dan's switched back to the forehand side here. Don't know how much pace he's got on this. He's going to need it to run the journey, and it's not quite going to, so... No shot clock in play for the BPL Cup, but it's just sort of an unwritten rule, I guess, in the BPL Cup that you do keep it moving.
Yeah. Yeah. We don't generally have too many issues with slow play, do we?
No.
So some work to do here for Todd Fuller. They hold one. I'm sure they'd love to make that a multiple.
Yeah, well, this is one of those ones where you've got last bowl, you want to make it count, and there's nothing the opposition can do about it. If you can drop another one in here, and that is just going to be on the outside. So
1-0. Highton leading Armidale City. Second set, you can see there in the bottom part of the screen, Highton won the first set 6-4.
Armidale City, they won the first end of the match, and they've won the first end of the second set now.
Very quickly, Tom Inman back on the mat.
Remembering now with Highton having won the first set, a drawn set would go the way of Highton. They would be our champions. There's a great shot here, just misses the outside of the jack.
Let's get down to Lindsay. I think she's in amongst the Armidale City camp right now, Linz.
I am, Jack. I'm in their fan club, the biggest fan club. We've got the grandma here of Todd and Tom, Dawn. Dawn, you must be proud of the family out there and doing so well in the BPL Cup.
I certainly am. I'm very proud of them. They're good boys and they love their bowls and they've won a lot of things.
Tell us, did you introduce them into the sport?
Probably. My son started before me and the greenkeeper talked him into and helped him a lot. He was a good bowler and then he just took it up from there and he got the others interested.
Wonderful. We've just seen Tom put down a perler. Apparently the boys have said you're their inspiration.
Oh, well, probably I am. I follow them everywhere. So, and wherever they go, I will go and support them.
How fantastic to have a sport where you can play alongside your grandsons and your son out there as well.
Yes, well, we've won many things together with my son and grandson. We've won zone mixed pair fours twice up at Lightning Ridge and again in Inverell and again at our club.
How do you go as a bowls watcher? Are you nervous or are you just excited for them?
Oh, no, I'm not nervous.
It's so easy on the sideline, isn't it?
Yeah, I got over that years ago.
I'll let you go and enjoy the action. You should be so proud. Well done.
Yes, I am very proud. Thank you very much.
Back to you guys, Jack.
Isn't it outstanding? Well done, Linz. It's the family event. It's great.
It is fantastic. That's what we love to see about our sport. You can play as a family, get out there and enjoy it. What I love about it is you can have an up-and-coming, 10, 11-year-old playing against someone that's played the sport for years, 40-year veteran of the sport, that might be 70 or 80 years old, and they can go out and they can play against each other, and no one has to take their foot off the pedal. No one has to ease off. You can both try as hard as you can because the playing field's level. It literally is level, but yeah.
And we have seen that in the past, haven't we? We have seen teenagers playing in BPL Cup finals with men old enough to be sometimes their grandfathers potentially, but it doesn't matter because they're all on the same team.
Grandfather, grandmother,
absolutely.
Daughter, doesn't matter. Love it. Love that aspect of our sport. Jeremy, we're going to get down to the jack. Just on the outside of it, I think. Wow. It's certainly a handy bowl. Playing second shot.
If you could, well, let's just do a bit of dream team scenario here. If you could assemble your ultimate BPL Cup team that can be from any level or whatever, who would be on your ultimate BPL Cup team? You and two others.
Me and two others. My ultimate BPL Cup team. Ooh. I'll come back to you.
Because,
come back to you with it.
Well, the reason I ask because it's not just about bowls, it's about having fun and spending time together.
Yeah, look, I've got an old mate, Jeff Ellis, that played a lot of bowls for WA. I'd probably enjoy a game with him again. Sure. He's up in Geraldton now, so Jeffrey, I'd love to have another game with him. And so I really need we'll go with a female component as well. I don't know whether I've ever played on the same team as Karen Murphy, so let's wait Kaz in there.
I thought you would have played at some
played
stage.
Against her a few times, but yeah. And Karen and I have grown up playing bowls together, and I don't think we've ever had a game together. So no, I'll put Kaz in there.
Adams, Ellis, Murphy. That's a pretty good team. I like that.
Sorry for everyone I've left out. There's plenty of others.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of people watching in WA now thinking, what about me, Clive? You can't get them all in.
The aspect of our sport, when we hear the family aspect that's going on here, one club pairs with my father and triples with Dad as well, who's gone now, and my grandfather. They're special titles.
Hey guys, can I just interject here? I'm a bit disappointed, Clive. I'm a fellow pod squatter, one of your favourite mates, especially when he said about having fun. How come I didn't get a mention here?
Well, hang on, I haven't done my team yet. How do you know that you weren't in my team?
Yeah, true. Well, yeah, true. Okay, go on.
Well, you were in my team, so there you go.
Oh, thanks, Jack.
There you go.
As an afterthought.
No, you were. I was the same as Clive. 2 males, 1 female. So my ultimate dream team would be Lindsay, because she's my bowls bestie. And my pop, who plays at Warragul in Victoria. So,
lovely. Yeah. I'll keep you on board, Jack. We can be friends still.
We'll talk later, Linz. Might have a tape. No, it is going to be.
That's 2-0. Now power play. It's probably a good time to take it, I think.
Well, it did the damage in the last set, and it was on the final bowl that damage was done. But right now, Highton looking to double their score here, get themselves on the mark in the second set, and hopefully in style for them. They can get a collect on their power play here as this bowl's going to move the jack, just slides it slightly down the line, and a swap out of the jack to the red jack.
Get the red one out there. As you said, Clive, the power play they took on the 5th end of the first set, and that was enough to get them that first set victory, Highton.
They've obviously saved their power plays. You know my take on this. I like to see the early power plays, and the early power plays have been quite successful in BPL 16.
I think we would have seen some interesting tactics along the way at the BPL Cup. Teams doing it in a different manner.
Great shot there. Tommy doing the job at once more. And Rob Chambers come up with something in reply. Would love to just nudge that bowl off the front of the jack. And he's just come up short of it. And a little bit in the line, so it's a Highton power play, but the Armidale City team hold the advantage after the Leeds bowls. Massive end for Armidale City here to defend this power play. We've seen defensive power plays. Haven't the Steamers put on a show in the BPL in terms of defending power plays? That's one of the biggest stats we've ever seen.
They're like a brick wall.
They certainly are. You'd almost not call your power play against them.
Jeremy Fitzgerald says one of the things he loves most about bowls is the team aspect and the competitive nature. Well, this is the ultimate team event right here, the BPL Cup.
Steve looking to add here or just pass. And that's a good home. With the way the bowl's sitting in front of the jack's more likely, if it's trailed, to go a bit more sideways than straight down the line. So that could be a very handy position. Jeremy was big early in the first set, can come up with something here. Got the back of the rink owned.
Sure do. Which gives them options.
Well, Dan Prettle delivered on the power play in the first set. He's going to have to do that again. Otherwise, Armidale City are going to take a big step towards getting this one to a tie-break. One end could decide the
Yeah, absolutely it could.
Just needs a clear run here. Well, that was a good bowl, but it has exposed the jack a little bit more now for Dan Prettle.
He's quickly on the mat too. He can sense an opportunity. Backhand, chasing straight away.
So close. Just caught the edge. Wanted a little edge of jack. Just caught the edge of the front bowl and just needed a piece of the jack as that rolled past.
The good news for him, though, is that shot's potentially there again if he wants to play it a second time, but all will depend now on what Todd Fuller does.
Yeah, he needs to try and cover it up. He needs to just try and cover up the jack now. Take that shot away again. Back of the rink's not too bad. There is a red disc bowl at the back of the rink. You can see on your screen there, on the left-hand side up there. So can't afford to be shy with this bowl. Wow, interesting. It is 3.
Still a lot of room, though, for Highton.
Does it go bigger? Now, remember, there's no shot clock, so they can work out exactly what shot they want to play here. If this was BPL, time would be ticking down, and and you'd have to decide quick, smart. Only trouble with the backhand is if he doesn't choose bigger weight, he could just pop it out sideways and it doesn't really help. Forehand, he can trail the jack to their own. And that's where he's going.
Good switch. Now it's all about the execution. He's already played a massive one with the power play. Can he do it again?
Wow.
It's a brilliant effort.
It was an amazing shot. That lone bowl at the back there for Armidale City gets the job done.
And there's a good lesson there, Clive, for bowlers watching on all around the country, that the value of having something beyond the jack, because you just never know when it can come into play.
Yeah, I'm actually not sure whether that bowl might have got there after Dan's first bowl when he ran. That might have been the bowl that he caught the edge off.
Yes.
That ended up back there.
2 ends remaining. Let's get down to Lindsay.
Thanks, Jack. Just been around the grounds and getting a little bit of intel on the players, but just very Aussie. But we've got a bit of a nickname story here for the Highton team. So Dan, our super skip over there, playing really well. So Dan Priddle, he was playing on a live stream once, maybe even twice, and obviously Dan Priddle, the commentator, kept on calling him Pringle, Dan Pringle. So anyway, like all good Aussies, they've decided to nickname him Chips because, you know, Pringles, Chips. Anyway, he's got a brother, Dan, sorry about the long story, but he's got a brother, Dan. His name's Dave. Dave rhymes with grave, so his nickname is Gravy. So they've, long story short, the 2 brothers, Dan and Dave, are now Chips and Gravy.
No. You've done well to make sense of all of that,
How good is that?
Oh, pretty entertaining. I'm not sure if they like their nicknames or if Chips came first and then Gravy or vice versa, but bit of interesting info for the viewers out there.
That makes perfect sense.
Well, if you don't like a nickname, it sticks.
That's correct.
Absolutely.
Have you got any, Clive?
Have I got any nicknames?
Nicknames?
Yes, I've been known as Pluck a Duck for quite some time, Linz.
Rinkside Clive?
Rinkside Clive now. Yes. I probably prefer that one.
What about young Jacko?
No, not much actually, which is good.
We might have to get creative there, I think, then.
Think about that.
That makes me nervous.
Linz, did I mention that you would be my coach of my ideal BPL Cup team as well?
Sorry, no.
Bit late now, buddy.
Hey, I don't coach. Actually, I do. That's my
you
job.
do, exactly.
Sorry, Clive. Can't come back from here, mate.
2 shots to Highton. That's what they hold at this point, and they have to strike now.
Well, Armidale City have kept their power play up their sleeve as well, so they'll have that for the final end. So if anything does go awry for them on this end, they'll have the opportunity to double their score on the final end. That to really matter. They'd have to drop, they must have to drop 5 yet for that to matter. Because a drawn set would go their way as well.
Something similar, mate. You touch jack that into behind yours is good.
However, Highton are holding a few at the moment. So
and never say never in this format. That's one thing we know. Never say never.
Jerry's body language said he wanted that to slow down a little bit, so we'll see how it ends up. Oh, he's played it well. And wants that to fall. You love that to fall and just narrow down that target a little. Well, when you need a score, having 3 bowls around the jack like that certainly gives you the best opportunity.
The man known as Chips, Dan Pringle, sitting down. Shout out to his brother Gravy.
Here's Todd Fuller. Turn this back in the favour of Armidale City. He's close.
He's giving it every chance. He doesn't want to find that gap, though.
It's virtually the only gap there. You know, he's passing on the other side of the jack. He's probably getting to the bowls. Well, I think the signal was to go to the back of the rink here.
Probably not a bad move.
Yeah. Well, I mean, no choice for Todd Fuller. He's going to play a similar shot there, so this just needs to park itself. It must stay up. Needs to stay up. Well,
oh, that's a waste.
That is an unfortunate one. Look at the nerves there. The nerves biting of the nails. Now, this is going to need to hold on. It looks like it is. This is close. Well, it held on too far. I thought that was in danger of dropping under the line,
absolutely,
but it held on too far and found that gap once more. Well,
here is the moment for Highton. They hold 3, potentially 4.
That's close at the back. I think that might be 4.
And not a super difficult shot to make it 5. And they'll put themselves in the driver's seat with an end of play.
Armidale City would still be in a situation where they just need to win the end to win the match, because they will have their power play. But what a result this is.
He's a good player, Dan Priddle. You give him that sort of room, he won't miss.
Do they need to measure the back?
1,
No,
2, 3, 4, 5. They go from 3 down to 2 up with an end of play.
And I've got that the wrong way around. This is a power play for Armidale City, but a drawn set's no good for them.
That's right.
They actually need 2 shots to get this to a tie break.
Armidale City now must draw 2 off the last end to send this game to a tiebreaker.
Yeah, that extra shot that was added there for Highton made all the difference there. A 4 would have only left Armidale City needing to win the end, but now that extra shot needs them getting that extra bowl to get clear.
Isn't it interesting? We talk so much about this format, Clive, and this goes all the way back to local level when you start the BPL Cup journey. 1 or 2 good ends can completely sort the match out, for good or for bad.
You said earlier on that it could come down to a big score. There's your big score right there, and the big bowl from Dan in the end of the first set there. But you know, that could have been just a drawn first set, and they wouldn't have this advantage now. No, can't really afford to be short of jack here. Highton had to overcome the BPL Cup champions from last time just to be here. Are they within a few goals of the title here?
They're getting closer. Let's get to Lindsay.
Thanks, Jack. Down here on the coach's bench. Any nerves, Matty?
No nerves from me, not when they're playing ends like that.
Tell us, have they used your secret tactic yet?
No, not yet. That was in the tie-break yesterday, so hopefully it won't get to that stage, but what a response that end was.
What about the last end of the first set from Dan? What a shot to convert that and win the first set.
It was a great shot, wasn't it? He backed himself. pretty confident he could draw it. He nearly did it with his first, so just that touch correction and he executed perfectly. So cracking bowl.
Are you backing them in to wrap it up this end?
I think they will. I think they're probably their go-to length now. So they've shaken it up a little bit and gone longer. And I think they'll play it pretty well in the end.
All the best. Let's see what happens.
We're almost there, aren't we? Thanks, Linz, who's finally made her way onto the couch here at Club Pine Riverstone. She's been trying for 2.5 days.
Looking far too comfortable down there. There you go. Far too comfortable. Maddie Flapper doesn't feel nerves.
The clock's ticking for Armidale City. They're running out of bowls. Must score 2 off this last end.
That's where really this bowl needs to get past the jack. And he's not going to. In order to get that chance to get 2, you just need something past that jack so you can have that option of trailing or popping the jack into the ditch. No kill option in the BPL Cup. So Todd has called Steve up to have a quick look at this. We're going to have to work out exactly what the tactic is going to be. Still a forehand there to roll their own bowl up. It's hard to get to the shot bowl. Maybe a backhand shot through their own. Yeah, that's the shot
the
they're
one,
talking
isn't it?
about now. Trying to get something past the jack. The problem with playing that shot is if he passes and misses, doesn't really want to lose the bowl. So it's a tricky one weight-wise to get right.
Steve Fuller potentially with his last bowl of the match. He's pretty keen to make this one count.
Okay, she's playing quite solid. This is going to drop under. What's it going to do with this bowl? Oh, well, nearly rolled that in for shot. That would have been an interesting way to do it. 4 bowls left. Has Highton still got... Oh, Highton going up to have it. No, 4 bowls left. I thought Highton might have still had one to play. Here we go.
The Armidale City Bowls Club family, the Fuller family watching on. I know that Dawn Fuller, who we spoke to earlier, said that she doesn't get nervous, but it'd be hard not to be a little bit nervous right now.
Yeah, and certainly it's going to be a tricky one for Todd to be able to turn in their favour here.
Trying to urge this on it. Slides past that bowl. It's not in the count. Todd Fuller, 20 years of experience. He's going to have to call on all of that right now.
This is that same shot, looking up through their own or looking to get to the shot bowl. Well, he's removed their own closest. That has stayed on the edge of the green at the back. So there is still an option if he can get that jack moving to the back of the rink. There is an Armidale City bowl perched right on the edge of the ditch. That's where their chance of 2 is at the moment.
So what will Dan be thinking then, Clive? Will he want some coverage back there or not?
Yeah, I mean, it's a hard one for him to cover because that ball's so close to the edge of the ditch. I think it wouldn't hurt him to get one round there, and that way the toucher that would get it there needs to stay close as well. Just clog up the front. And this is the trouble. Jackback's good, but how do you get to the jack?
That's very hard to get to from there.
Potentially an edge off the off the leaning bowl there, the leaning blue disc bowl.
This to keep the match alive, Todd Fuller. Going to need to come up with something pretty special. He's under again. That'll do it. The Highton Bowling Club in Victoria are the BPL Cup champions for 2022. They lost to last year's winner in City Memorial in the state final. It drove them on to go better this time around, and they certainly have.
What a performance. It really came down to that big first bowl, the big first set bowl from Dan Priddle to convert that first set. It was a brilliant performance, and then the big 5 shots. I mean, it looked for all money like we were going to a tiebreak, and the big 5 shots made all the difference.
Outstanding effort by the Highton Hawks, and Lindsay's in amongst the happy boys.
I am, with a very happy BPL Cup winners, the Highton Hawks. Dan, an impressive shot, the last one of the last bowl of the first set, to take that one, and then a super solid performance by all 3 of you.
Yeah, no, it was really good. Great team effort. You know, you got to play the big ones when they're there, and I was fortunate enough to get the result for that one, so that was really good.
And Jeremy, you look really comfortable out there. Did it just feel natural to be playing on the ring?
No, it didn't. Far from it.
You got a good poker face. How does it feel to 800 clubs? You're down to the last one, the winners of our hugest trophy.
It's amazing. I can't believe we've actually done this, but yeah, wow.
Beautiful. A bit of emotion there as well. It's great to see. And we got super sub not even needed tonight.
Not required today. 2 sets straight through. So, no, really good team effort. So, no, good.
Tell us, what does it mean to the club and everyone back home? Anyone you'd like to thank?
It's fantastic for the club. You know, shout out to everyone watching at Highton. Thanks for all your support. We've been inundated with messages from members and friends and family from our club, but also from other clubs within the Geelong region and in the wider Victorian community. So thank you again for all your support. Hope we've done you proud to bring the cup back to the Victorian state.
Our very worthy winners of the BPL Cup, the Highton Hawks.
Well done. Isn't it absolutely superb? And there were moments in that match that could have really gone either way, Clive, and they found a way. Commiserations to the Armidale City Bowling Club. They gave it everything that they had. It's such a big thing to do to win through to the BPL Cup final, and really it was only 2 or 3 bowls the difference.
If ever you wondered what it means, you know, Rob's in tears down there and very emotional, trying to get a few words out. Such an emotional win for the team, and just, you know, they've taken the long journey, 6-month path to get here for the BPL Cup final, and you know, just when it looked like they were going to have to do it the hard way through a tiebreaker, boom, they came up with a big 5-shot end that's made all the difference.
The Hawks are flying high this afternoon. We're going to come back with a presentation on the other side of this to the BPL Cup. You're watching the BPL Cup final, and the dream becomes a reality for the Highton Hawks for the Geelong region in Victoria. They are the champions for 2022. Very, very happy boys as well, as you can imagine. Great standard final. Commiserations to Armidale City, but of course, there can only be one winner. Let's get to the official presentations with our MC, Lindsay Clark.
Ladies and gentlemen, what a fantastic conclusion to the 6th BPL Cup National Finals event contested here at Moreton Bay's Club Pine Rivers. On behalf of Bowls Australia, it has been our privilege to present this event to the spectators here at Club Pine Rivers, and of course to the supporters who have enjoyed the action courtesy of the coverage from Fox Sports, KO and Sky Sports New Zealand. Joining me now to make the official presentation of the 2022 BPL Cup National Final is Bowls Australia's CEO, Neil Dalrymple. We will begin by presenting the coveted MVP medal for the player judged to be the best performed by a panel of experts after the grand final. Neil, would you please present the honour of the MVP medal to Highton Hawks, Dan Priddle. Now on to our finalists. Neil, if you could please present our silver medal to the BPL Cup's runner-up team from Armidale City, Tom Inman, Steve Fuller and Todd Fuller. And now, to our very worthy winners of our 2022 BPL Cup competition, we have Rob Chambers, Jeremy Fitzgerald, Dan Priddle and super sub Craig Polworth from the Highton Hawks. We will ask a representative from the Highton team to come up and make a short speech.
I'd like to thank everyone here at Club Pine Rivers, Bowls Australia, for the event. I think it's a fantastic event. We've really enjoyed playing in it. The camaraderie of the event is fantastic. We've met and played against and alongside some really fantastic bowlers and even better people. So it's been amazing. Thank you to all the sponsors. Thank you to my team for your efforts throughout the whole journey, and congratulations to the Armidale City boys on an amazing effort just to get here. Well done. To all of our supporters back home, thank you very much. The support's been amazing. And yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Dan. A great speech. So that brings an end to the formalities of this presentation and to our 2022 BPL Cup National Final. To all the teams and clubs across Australia who contributed to the staging of earlier BPL Cup rounds, thank you. And we hope to see you at Club Pine Rivers for the next National BPL Cup Final in November 2023. Thank you, and I hope you enjoy the 2 remaining nights of the Bowls Premier League broadcast action, which will return again from 4 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time this evening.
Why wouldn't you enter the BPL Cup if you're a team or you're a couple of avid bowlers from a club somewhere around Australia? The quickest thing you should do right now is jump on the Bowls Australia website, bowls.com.au. Enter, find out how you can get involved, and just like the Highton Hawks, you could be the team standing here next November representing your club and your state in the 2023 BPL Cup. A great performance from the boys, and I'm absolutely certain, Lindsay, that they are going to celebrate pretty hard tonight, and they deserve to.
Yeah, definitely. What a journey for them. So excited. Seeing the emotion as well, that was really special, and the passion, and some amazing bowls, and they'll probably aim to be on the BPL stage one day too.
Over 500 members at the Highton Hawks Bowls Club in Geelong. I reckon they'd all be there this afternoon.
Definitely, and taking the trophy back to Victoria. I think they got bragging rights of Victorian teams in the BPL Cup, so throwing the challenge out there for any other state.
And commiserations to Armidale City as well. It was an interesting game in that there was really only 1 or 2 ends that decided the result. Everything else was pretty even.
Yeah, look, I think so. The Armidale City boys almost had the first set kind of done, but Dan had other things in mind, and yeah, just that second last end, dropping a 5 is pretty hard to come back from, so great effort.
Well done. Well done to everyone involved, and well done again to Bowls Australia for organising the BPL Cup. It is a big, big event, and well done to everyone for making it happen. So that's the BPL Cup done and dusted. Not too far away from now, 4 o'clock local time, and of course check your local guides. We've got night number 3 of the Bowls Premier League coming up. Here's just a few of the highlights that we saw from last night. There has been an incredible day of competition, Linz, in terms of wins and losses, and what it's done has made this massive logjam in the middle of the ladder.
Yeah, there's literally nothing in it. Anyone from last place to top could still make finals. It poses for a great finals night action.
So get your head around what's coming up very shortly. We're going to start with Murray taking on the Sydney Lions. We've got the Suns and the Extreme, Tasmania and Tweed Heads. The Ospreys are going to need everything to go right from here on in. Melbourne Pulse taking on the Adelaide Pioneers. How sharp were the Pioneers last night?
Yeah, Scotty T, he's on form, and leading up is scary to watch.
And the last game of the night will be the Moreton Bay Pirates taking on the Gold Coast Hawks, a game that could be deciding for the Gold Coast Hawks to make the finals, and for the Moreton Bay Pirates it might be the difference between finishing top 2. So that's all coming up. Keep your eyes, of course, on the Bowls Australia website for more information. But isn't that a fantastic scene?
Yeah, you just love to see these images, and literally they're just club bowlers that have come all the way through to a national final. Literally could be anybody.
Thanks for being with us this afternoon. On behalf of Lindsay Clark and all of our hard-working team behind the scenes, well done to our BPL Cup winners. We'll see you very shortly for night 3 of the Bowls Premier League.